let's get started, and I'll tell you everything about what's going on with this playthrough right now. We'll summarize it all for you. Okay? Okay. Here we go. Let's get started. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to part 56. Yes, part 56 of my Divinity Original Sin 2 playthrough. Now, ladies and gentlemen, a lot has happened since I started playing this game many months ago. If you remember, this was, what, March or something like that? It's now June 9th, 2021. Alright? And a lot has changed. I don't even stream on Twitch anymore. Just think about how much has changed since I started playing this game. Seriously. I don't even stream on Twitch anymore. I'm currently in the midst of trying to rebuild my streaming community after this big shift and change that I had to make in order to stay afloat. When I was playing this game, alright, it started off way back when as a viewer's choice playthrough. If you guys remember, it was actually mid-2020. We're talking a year ago. That when I was on Twitch, we had a subscriber goal for a certain month. I couldn't even tell you what month it was of the year. Maybe it was like June or July, who knows, of 2020. We did hit the subscriber goal. People nominated and voted on games to be a full playthrough on my streams, okay? I don't know, or at the time, didn't know anything about Divinity Original Sin 2, alright? What I had known is that people had just ridiculously kept nominating long-ass games. The previous viewer's choice playthrough to this one was Fire Emblem Three Houses, which again is an 80 to 100 hour long game, okay? And not to say that I didn't enjoy that game, I absolutely did. But you get to a point where people pick the same kind of game so many times. And I understand that people, a lot of cases, want to expose me to maybe genres and things that I haven't done before with the viewer's choice event. And in that case, I actually think that this playthrough here, okay, is a perfect example where I actually enjoy the fact that you guys picked this as a viewer's choice playthrough for me. Because I had never experienced the Divinity universe. I never played Baldur's Gate. I never played a D&D game. I didn't know anything about what I was getting into or what kind of a game this was going to be when I started playing it 60 hours ago and or 3 to 4 months ago. Okay? That being said, I am now, this is part 56 of the playthrough. Some of the parts have been over an hour long. I've been playing this for over 3 months, alright? And here's what's happened over the last 3+ months. When I really started playing this game, there was nothing else going on, so I tried to play the hell out of it. I was trying to play it 3 times a week. You know, we're talking 9-10 hours of gameplay a week of this game. And I made decent progress, but the game, as I played it further and further, became apparent that this game is insanely time-intensive, incredibly inaccessible to someone who has not played a game in any kind of this kind of a franchise or IP before. You know, this genre of game, this style of RPG. If you don't have any kind of prerequisite knowledge or experience playing it, this is like absolutely ridiculously difficult to understand and to remember how to play over a period of time. Alright? Now, if this was a game that was a hot new release and people were okay with me playing it 10 hours a week, I probably would have played the hell out of it continuously for 2-3 months, and likely by now, no exaggeration, we probably would have beaten it. I probably would have been 80 to 100 hours in and would have beaten it probably sometime in May. However, this game came out in 2017 and I didn't start playing it until 2021. The vast majority of people who had any kind of invested interest in the playthrough had already played the game and seen it and know what exactly to expect. What people really wanted out of this playthrough, I feel, was to see me be immersed in a world and a type of game I never played before, see my reactions to it. Some people wanted to see me fail and rage, okay? Some people actually wanted to see me succeed and play through it and really enjoy the plot and everything in the game, alright? For me, I can tell you my perspective now being around 60 hours into this game. I can understand why people love this game. A lot of people said this was Game of the Year 2017 when it came out for PC, okay? I know why. The game has a lot of very interesting and complex combat systems that I feel if you were someone who were to invest enough time into playing this game on a regular basis, you'd probably love it. You'd probably be like, wow, I love the characters. I'm really into their lore. I can't wait to unlock their stories during the course of the game. And wow, the combat is very intricate and excited and interesting. You know what I'm saying? I get it. But, there's a big but that I have to kind of put on top of that statement. This kind of game that requires this much kind of attention and this much investment of time to understand it, to remember it, to be invested in it, would basically mean that I would have to play it, I would say at a minimum, at least 10 hours a week in order to really make any kind of consistent progress, all right? When I first started playing this game, I had no clue how long it was. People in my stream chat today are telling me I'm about 60 hours in, and no exaggeration, I'm only about halfway through it. I've got about another 60 hours to go to beat the game, okay? Now again, if this were a situation where this had been a new release, I would have maybe made room for that kind of time investment and done it. But this is a game that was always meant as a viewer's choice playthrough to be on the back burner. Whenever new releases came out, it was going to be held off or put to a late stream once or twice a week tops. It was meant to be that. But as I've played more games over the last 3 to 4 months, what I've noticed happen is basically my viewership has essentially said, man, we would much rather see you do anything else but Divinity 2. Like, people ask me for Pokemon Snap, new Pokemon Snap, over Divinity 2. People ask me for MLB The Show 21, a game where all I do is swing at baseballs and talk to you guys. And I suck at it. I'm terrible at it. People ask me for that over Divinity 2. All right? There is a very small group of people who still want to see me continue to play this game. But every single time I play Divinity 2, I get the vast majority of people who actually are watching the stream are saying, this game is boring. We forgive you if you drop the game. I'm not kidding. This has happened probably the last 10 to 15 times I've played this game. So we're talking the whole second half of this playthrough so far. The last 30 hours I've invested in the game, the viewers have constantly told me, no, really, we're okay if you drop this game and move on and do other things. We can tell you're not enjoying it. We can tell because you're a variety streamer, you're not investing enough time in it to enjoy it. And we've gotten out of the playthrough what we wanted. In fact, Majin Buu, who's someone who admittedly just said in the stream chat earlier today, hey, I voted for this for viewer's choice, but I've gotten out of this playthrough what I wanted. I've seen you, see the game systems, understand what it is. You've got that knowledge now, right, in your head of what this genre is, so you'll know in the future of what these games are. And I think, ideally, that's really what people want out of me doing a playthrough like this. It's not necessarily we want a completionist run, we want to see the end. It's we want to see if he'll understand what he was missing so he knows what great games are actually out there. Because the thing is, not every game is going to be for every style of person, and certainly not every game is going to be for every style of content creation. Because being that I'm a variety streamer that strives to try to cover all the big new AAA releases, but also balance in weekly events such as weekly Street Fighter combat or weekly FPS combat with Call of Duty or whatever. To do something like this, okay, to play a game like this in between all of it, it doesn't really work. Again, this would have to be a game that I invest a significant amount of time in, all right? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to preface this stream tonight by saying that I fully understand that this was meant to be a viewer's choice playthrough, all right? It was. Viewer's choice essentially meant that you guys nominate and vote on a game and I do a playthrough of it, okay? At this point, as of tonight, we've hit 60 hours, and I'm only halfway through the game. I did not understand that about this game when I took it on as a viewer's choice playthrough. I didn't even know that there were RPGs that were 120 hours long outside of MMOs. I had no idea. I've never tackled a game like this before in my entire life, okay? I'm just being honest with all of you. And quite frankly, if before I had actually started playing it, someone had said to me, Phil, you aware this game is 120 hours long? I probably would have said, oops, I need to take some kind of an executive action here and make sure that people aren't getting the wrong idea. Because a 120-hour-long game is a absolutely ludicrous time investment. I don't think I've ever played a game that long. If you look at my longest playthroughs that I've ever done, and that includes Persona 5, that includes Skyrim, that includes all these playthroughs where I actually did almost all of the supplementary content. Not a single game I've played in 13 years of content creation has gotten even close to 120 hours. Not one. And I even said, all right, I said up front, with the previous Viewers' Choice events that just happened, like, we actually did more Viewers' Choice events since this one started. There's no way that I can take on an insanely long, drawn-out RPG. I just couldn't do it. I laid down the law and I said, listen, the games can't be this long. It's just not going to happen. I can't have a game that long in my variety schedule. Again, if it's a new release, that's a different story because people are excited to see it. They're committed to seeing a ton of gameplay of a new release within the launch weeks of the game. This game is 4 years old now. You know what I mean? No one's going to want to see me play Divinity 2 10 hours a week. That's going to kill my viewership. That's going to kill my following. People are not going to say, what are you playing this for? You know? So really, the way I approach it is like this, okay? I don't want to go back on a promise that I made to the viewers, but it seems like the vast majority of my viewers for the last 30 hours of this playthrough are basically saying, all right, we saw what we wanted to see, you can move on. And I have actually kind of begrudgingly said, no, I'm going to keep playing it. It's a viewer's choice. I made a commitment. I've already played 50 plus hours. I don't want to drop it. But now at this point now, right? We're now at 60 hours in. I couldn't even tell you, like, we just killed, what, the first mage guy who's taught us about being void woken. How many more are there? Where do I even go to find them? The game doesn't really tell you anything. They expect you to just wander in circles. And I tried wandering in circles, and I ran into a million things that were too high level for me and beat my ass, and it ended up in entire wasted streams, okay? Now, this is basically like a perfect storm for me, okay? There's like a perfect storm of situation here. The first is, I just don't have time to play this game on a regular basis. I don't. Of all the games I'm playing right now, okay, this is the least interesting to me. I'm not saying I don't like it. When I play it and things are going right, I really enjoy it. But I'm finding it harder and harder to make myself play this game. Now, you have to understand how I just said that. Make myself play this game. I'm actually like, I have to force myself to not play other games that I know I will enjoy more to play Divinity 2. And again, that's not a fault of the game. I'm not actually hating on the game saying that. What I'm saying is, for me and the kind of content creator that I am, I don't feel this is the kind of game that fits my content creation stratagem. I just don't think it does. I think that my formula is a variety of games to mix things up, keeping you interested and hooked on a variety of games, having ongoing playthroughs that continue, and because I'm doing other things in between, it doesn't get boring. I can play a lengthy RPG as long as I'm balancing it with an action-packed game, a fighting game, or a new release, because that gives me variety, and I don't have to worry about, oh no, because I'm playing an RPG now, no one attends my streams for 3 weeks. You see what I'm saying? But this game in particular is just such an investment for me that I don't, you know, not playing it as much as I have, I don't even, like tonight, I'm going back to this game for what, the first time in 2-3 weeks? I couldn't even tell you where to start or continue. I couldn't even tell you where to start or continue the gameplay tonight. I have no clue. I don't know where to go. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to level up because I beat that guy. And I guess I check quest log, see if it tells me where to go. I don't know what to do. I'm lost. And that's a problem. With a game like this, if I'm only playing it 2 hours a week, okay? The truth of the matter is I'll never finish this game. I just won't. I'll never finish it. It'll be an endless playthrough that'll go for the rest of this year, and I'll never really know what I'm doing, where I'm going. I won't understand the plot. I won't really care about it. And that's really ultimately where I kind of find myself. I just really don't care about this game anymore. You know what I mean? Like, there was a time when I did, and I was like, man, I'm going to keep going. Even though people are telling me to stop, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to persevere. I'm going to watch. I'm going to dedicate myself. And I just can't, like, here we are, 3-4 months later. There's so many other games going on that I want to play. There's so much going on right now. People are like, Phil, play more Fallout New Vegas. Phil, play more Virtua Fighter 5, which you just started playing. You've only got to play it twice in a week. We'd love to see you dedicate more time to it and play new characters and stuff. Phil, there's new releases right around the corner. People are actually upset that this week I'm playing more games rather than covering things like Summer Games Fest and E3. I've got so much going on for me. It's the opposite of the situation of what the Viewer's Choice playthrough is supposed to be. The Viewer's Choice playthrough like this is supposed to be whack. It's downtime. It's slow. There's nothing going on. Fill the time with a game. There's no time to fill. I don't have enough time to play the things people want to see me do. I don't have enough time to cover the gaming events. I don't have, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just that busy. And that's a good thing, by the way. That's an incredibly good thing. That means that people like what I'm doing. I'm engaged in other projects outside of Divinity 2 that people want to see continue. But it just sucks for Divinity 2. It does, because the truth here is that I'm going to feel bad no matter what. If I continue playing this game, I know I'm likely not going to enjoy it. I'm going to be bored, and I'm probably not going to play it up to the capacity that people want to see. I'm not going to be engaged in it, and I'm going to be begrudgingly continuing it. If I drop the game, there's going to undoubtedly be a group of people who are sad and be like, man, we wanted to see you play the whole game, and now you're not giving us the full playthrough that you promised, right? Now, here's the thing. If you remember, if we go back in time to a year ago, this game won a Viewer's Choice poll, all right? But then there was a game that came in second place in that Viewer's Choice poll. Does anyone remember what it was? Because if you don't remember, I did a full playthrough of that game. At the time, I told you guys, because I was in the midst of the Fire Emblem Three Houses playthrough, I said, there's no way that I could play Divinity 2. There's no way that I could do that while I'm playing Fire Emblem. We have to wait for Fire Emblem to finish. Oh, by the way, when that finished, there was another RPG to play and another RPG to play. You see, there were all these different games. So I went ahead and I did a full-on other playthrough to make up for the fact that I wasn't going to be playing this right away. And people loved it. Do you guys remember what it was? I'm curious if anyone remembers. I think my chat is also delayed. Anyway, I'm pretty sure it wasn't it Nier Automata? Wasn't it go Nier Automata and do the alternate runs and all of that? I'm pretty sure that's what it was. So I ended up going back and playing Nier Automata over the course of the summer and doing all the runs and seeing all the endings and everything, right? So it ended up being a really fun playthrough that turned into me now playing Nier Replicant this year. So people were pleased with that, but we're like, I hope that he does eventually play Divinity 2. A lot of people weren't even sold on that and said that they thought I never would play this, which of course, that's a lie, I did. All right, but the way I see it is thus. I just don't see a future for this game. I don't. It's too long. And admittedly, if I had known this game was 120 hours, I probably would have said, no, it's not eligible for Viewer's Choice. That's too much of a commitment. For hitting a subscriber goal for a month, think about that. It wasn't like there was a special rally cry or whatever. It was just, let's hit a subscriber goal, a mundane number that I came up with one month on Twitch last year. And we hit it, and now I'm committing to a playthrough that's going to take a year. I didn't know that. I never knew that. And I already gave a playthrough as a result of that Viewer's Choice event anyway. I already did a giant completionist run playthrough of Nier Automata. You see? Oh, man. So, I want to make something clear. I'm not hating on Divinity 2. I understand why people like it. I totally get it. The world is interesting. The characters have unique backstories and unique combat abilities. You can build them to be different depending on what armor and stuff you put on them. It's cool to explore an open world and stumble upon things and figure out, is this something I can tackle now, or is this something I gotta hold off on and maybe come back later? Come into a fight, not knowing what you're gonna face. Sometimes you steamroll the fight, sometimes you get steamrolled, and you gotta replay that fight and strategize over and over how to beat that fight. I totally get it. If you're someone who has a lot of time to commit to a game like this, this is probably an amazing effing game. Like, you probably love it. But again, this just is not the kind of deal, all right, that this is not the kind of game that fits me or my style. And again, if I had known up front what I was getting into, I likely would have vetoed this game and said I cannot play this for a Viewer's Choice. Just like I told you guys, for these current now Viewer's Choice events that we've been doing, there's no way, I tell everyone, there's no way we're doing insanely lengthy RPGs. We're not doing that anymore. Can't. It's too much of an investment, and it's too disjointed, and then I get distracted with new releases, and then by the time I come back to it, I don't care about it anymore. All right? We barely got through Fire Emblem Three Houses last year. Barely. This is like the insane maximum stretch for me of something that I can play. Like, seriously. All right? So, the way I see it, unless there's a fucking miracle tonight, I don't think I'm playing this again. I think this is the last hurrah for Divinity Original Sin 2. Because the thing is, I'm damned if I do, and I'm damned if I don't. If I continue to play it, every time I play it, people will complain it's boring, stop playing it, why are you still playing it, we wish you were doing a million other things, viewership will be terrible, support will be terrible, it'll be a waste of time, everyone will hate it, and I won't be committed to it. I'll be just flubbing my way through it if I even get through it. It's going to take me till the end of fucking 2021 to finish this game. If I quit the game, everyone, oh, Phil didn't live up to his commitments, Phil's a liar, and you know what, at this point, it seems like the vast majority of people just aren't interested in the playthrough anymore anyway. They've outright told me this. They said, do other shit. We'd much rather you do a million other things, play any other game than this, and we'll like it better. There are a few people who I know are going to be disappointed. That's the thing. You can't please all of the people all of the time. You just can't. And I'm trying to make the right decision here for my viewing audience. All right? I am. I don't want to hurt anyone or disappoint anyone, but it seems like this game has actually put me into the situation of damned if I do, damned if I don't, right? Like tonight, I'll be honest with you, I don't think I'm gonna have any fun playing this. I don't. I think you guys, I'm gonna level up. I don't know where to go or what to do. I'll explore a little bit, probably end up doing a little bit of combat. Maybe we'll have a little bit of lore. By the end of the night, I won't feel like I accomplished anything. And I'm like, when am I gonna play it again, right? So that's what I mean. Like, I'm at a point where I just don't feel like playing it anymore because, and that's the bad point. That's a bad point. Like, I don't even feel like, I think it's actually, I'm cutting my losses, and I'm actually better off saying, I'm just ending this playthrough here that I had previously committed to finishing. I think that's a better situation than actually playing the game. I think less people will be upset or bothered by me quitting the game than actually continuing the game. They'd rather see me not waste those streams. Okay? So we are going to play it tonight. Let's play it a little bit. Let's have kind of a last hurrah scenario here. Maybe I'll be blown away. Maybe tonight my jaw will be dropped. Oh my God, I've recommitted completely because of a crazy fun plot twist, and now I'm really excited. Do I foresee that happening? Likely no. But I'm just trying to be fair here and not just say, oh, I'm not playing it again forever. Forget it. I was like, all right, we'll do one more session. Let's see how this goes. If it goes great, great. If not, I guess that's the last hurrah for the game, and let's do other stuff that people actually want to see, including me. Okay? Fair enough. I'm just trying to be as upfront as I can, guys. I am trying to be honest and upfront and not sugarcoat it and not be an asshole about it. I understand there will be people disappointed no matter what I choose. Okay? I mean, yeah, Silent Weapons actually just kind of phrased it in a way that I never thought of. He said, basically, this game was a viewer's choice, but the viewers have stopped choosing it. Yeah. I think that there was a time last year, the middle of last year, people that saw me start to play Fire Emblem Three Houses and were intrigued that I was playing a kind of game I had never played before and said, this is the same kind of a deal. An RPG world Phil's never experienced. The Baldur's Gate D&D Divinity style game. Maybe he'll jump into it. We'll get to see him fail or we'll get to see him persevere. It'll be entertaining either way. But I don't think anyone really signed up for 120 hours of me playing this that takes a year. That I'm not engaged, that I'm bored, I begrudgingly play it, I don't have time to fit it into the schedule. No one's satisfied right now. No one's satisfied, so why are we going to keep the misery going? You know what I mean? Why? Oh no, Henry Jones, listen, he's go with Hades. Dude, I know all about Hades, I know it's a great game. I will likely tell you this, likely one day I will play Hades. I have no idea what that has to do with this game or why you keep mentioning it in the chat. What the hell does this have to do with Divinity? All right, 2 tips have come in while I was gabbing. The first tip is from Internal Napalm, who tipped me $1.70 and said, good evening. There are some viewers requesting you put Fallout New Vegas on hiatus so you can focus on Divinity 2 and commit a lot of sessions to it. What do you think? I think that's ludicrous. If you take a look at the amount of people who are showing up for New Vegas, asking for New Vegas, and are they engaged during the New Vegas streams, the 3 that I've done, it's way higher positivity and more excitement than this game. I think it's because New Vegas is a game that, number one, I've played before. You know that there's fun stuff coming up. You know I enjoy it. You know I'm engaged in it. You know the plot's really engaging and interesting. There's twists. There's turns. By the way, I'm playing New Vegas on the highest difficulty now, so I'm actually getting blown to bits a lot, which is hilarious. There's funny stuff going on in New Vegas. The quirkiness of the world. The glitches that actually have a charm to them. I understand why people want to see that. I really don't feel that this is a game that's like New Vegas in any way, shape, or form. New Vegas is also a casualized game where I can play it in digestible snippets once or twice a week, and it's digestible that way. This game is not like that. This game is demanding your ongoing attention. To even make progress, you have to play like 10 hours to do anything significant in this game. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So Eternal Napalm, thank you for the first tip of the night.